Guitar player's dream, but for Brian Welch, it was something else entirely. He's the former lead guitarist for the multi-platinum, Grammy-winning rock band Korn. Never heard of him? Ask your kids. And then you can surprise them with what you learn in this People in the News profile of Brian Welch.
Here on a roof, Bible in hand, Brian Welch is a new man. But it wasn't long ago that this hard-rocking, heavy-drinking, drug-addicted rock star was at the pinnacle of his career and drowning, he says, in despair.
I was a junkie, and a single dad, and a rock star. But inside I was dead.
That is how the former guitarist from Korn describes his old life. Before he quit drugs, before he quit the band, before he did this. Brian Welch was raised in a Christian home in the industrial farm town of Bakersfield, California. His quiet childhood, a far cry from his wild future.
When I was a kid, I was really sad inside, and I was kind of shy. I was weak. I was afraid to fight. I was made fun of a lot, and I started getting into music. It just made me feel like I belonged somewhere, you know?
Brian found his calling on the strings of a guitar and discovered a kinship with 4 other teens from Bakersfield, who together formed Korn in 1993.
When all the guys in Korn hooked up back when we were kids, it was like we were a part of something that was going to be our own, you know? And not it wasn't about the school, wasn't about a church, it was about something that we're going to create and do something that we feel that we're gifted to do. It was just fun for us.
Korn's first record earned accolades from fans and critics alike, with a unique fusion of heavy metal and alternative rock that some called nu metal. But their aggressive song lyrics told dark tales of drugs, sex, and violence.
So I take my time, guiding and lay down the line, each cut closer to the bite.
They struck a chord with teenage fans. Awards soon followed.
Korn, freak on a leash!
Korn songs topped music charts. Their albums went multi-platinum, and they struck Grammy Gold not once, but twice.
I dreamt about this when I was a kid, and 100% of it came true. All the fame and money and touring is crazy.
But Brian wasn't happy.
To the outside world, I had it all. I had money, Grammys, I had the house, cars, anything I wanted. But the whole time I was with Korn, when we had success, something at home was failing.
Life on the road took its toll. Brian's wife left, his marriage fell apart, and he became a single father to their little girl, Janaea. The pressure, he says, led to a deep depression and dependency on highly addictive crystal meth, or speed.
I started doing speed full time, every day. I was addicted to Xanax too, and sleeping pills. It's like living in pure hell. I was so miserable. I was like, I just want to go to sleep and never wake up, never. And I really wanted to die. I really did.
Late last year, a concerned friend invited Brian to this church in Bakersfield. Brian's pastor, Ron Vienna.
I saw tiredness, I saw confusion, and someone who just was really ready for a change in life.
I was going after my demonic potential, you know, and that was getting famous, worshiping money, worshiping fame, worshiping all this other stuff that I thought life was all about.
That realization prompted Brian to think about leaving the band. But when his 5-year-old daughter started singing sexual lyrics from a Korn song, he decided it was time to quit.
I said, you guys, I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. I got to leave. I have to leave. I have no other choice. My bass player for Korn, he text messaged me. He said, you're going to get put on MTV. Everyone's going to laugh at you. They're going to say that you're crazy. Is that what you want? I was like, yeah, I'm ready to get laughed at because God's not laughing at me.
That faith led Brian to check into a hotel for what he calls a personal drug rehab with God.
When I was laying in bed, sweating and stuff, going through all the withdrawals and stuff and speed, and I was like, okay, God, I want you to strip this from me. You're the healer, take this from me. I didn't know what it meant to be touched in the Spirit or nothing, but I felt like he goes, I'm going to make you a star by yourself without Korn. You're mine now. You're going to sing for me.
Cured, he says, of his addiction, Brian joined his church group on a headline-making pilgrimage to Israel.
Right when I got the gown on, tears started coming down my eyes. My stomach was contracting, and I just felt just pain. I was looking up, just going, oh, God, I'm sorry.
The change, Brian says, was instant.
I believe that my bad, evil spirits were lifted from me, and now I'm peaceful. I'm peace. I feel peace inside.
But today, Brian Welsh plays a very different tune. Music awards that once filled his home are now in dusty piles on his garage floor. Painful reminders, Brian says, of a life he'd rather leave behind.
I feel like this guy's dead. There's a lot of pain back there, and these unfortunately remind me of pain, and I don't want to look at them all the time, so they're in my garage.
In their place, religious symbols adorn Brian's walls, furniture, and body.
Matthew 5:8, blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Matthew 6:19, don't store your riches on earth, and love conquers all.
And the man who once described himself as shy is telling his story to thousands.
You don't have to be in church in a tie because some man tells you that you need to dress like that. It's about having a relationship. Come as you are. He loves us all the same.
My emails have quadrupled since Brian's been here. A lot of young people writing us saying, if God can do that for him, maybe he can do it for me, even though I'm not a rock star. So, yeah, it has had an influence and an impact.
Brian's spiritual reawakening also led to a surprising new discovery, a talent for songwriting.
I never wrote lyrics in Korn. I never wrote lyrics in my life. I didn't know how to write lyrics. Now I'm writing songs and my phrasing's good. I sound like a singer. I'm not the best singer in the world, but I'm writing these songs that I never knew I had it in me. That's my hidden treasure that God had for me.
One of his first compositions is a love song to his little girl.
Now he's just a plain regular dad, except he's on fire for Jesus.
Despite what some consider a narrowly targeted message, the recording industry is taking notice of Brian's new sound.
You could label it what you want, but music's music, and just because the lyric content in these songs happen to be uplifting, the music's really intense. His fans are going to love this stuff.
In the works, a major tour and 1 million records. But Brian vows that this time around, his profits will be put to good use.
There's 70 million kids on the streets in India, and I would rather spend my money on getting them to know God.
Brian's former bandmates from Korn declined CNN's request for an interview, but in a statement said that Korn respects Brian's wishes and hopes he finds the happiness he's searching for.
I miss those guys so much. I'm reaching out to them. I know I've scared them away a lot.
Today, Brian surrounds himself with a new group of friends.
How's it going, brother?
I ran to my room, I grabbed my drugs and threw them in the toilet. And I got on my knees, I go, did I pass?
Among those friends, born-again actor Stephen Baldwin.
What we're going to see is this new perception about God and faith in America amongst the youth culture, with guys like, Brian Welch kind of leading the charge.
And to the naysayers who doubt Brian's sobriety, a message.
People say, oh, he's just coming off drugs, he's crazy, he's a little, off his rocker right now, but if I'm wrong, I have a better family life. My kid looks up to me. I don't want to die. I don't want drugs. I'm healed from all alcoholism. I have everything to gain. And the other way, how I was living before, I had everything to lose, including eternity. So I'm pretty confident in my decision.
Brian Welch recently returned from a mission to India where he spent 2 weeks funding and dedicating homes for street children. His first solo album will be in stores this fall. We wish him well with that.